How's it going, everybody? Live Strategies with Nat. We're here live on Tuesdays at 6:30, and I'm Natalia. So glad that you are here. How's everyone doing on this fine Tuesday? For those of you that don't know me, I spend my winters in the south of Spain. Okay, let me start again because I didn't have my headphones in. So, hey, welcome to Life Strategies with Nat. I'm Natalia, and I'm so happy that you're here. I was just saying, if you don't know me, I spend my winters in the south of Spain. Normally, I live in Canada, and I still haven't got used to the siesta time when things close. Okay, so for those of you that also don't know me, that I just recently launched an all-natural skincare line, and I've got some body balms, but I'm recently launching some lip balms, and so I had these stickers printed. Anyway, long story short, I've gone every day since last Wednesday. Not every day, but because the weekend. But I always seem to go during like 2 to 5. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's my story today. So yeah, if you guys are here, give me a hi. I love to see you. And if you're on replay, give me a hashtag replay. But let's get to, I called the episode Funk Off because I know for myself, I've been in funks and, they've lasted for 5 minutes or they've lasted for 5 years. And, I use my experience to really create this is how all of this was born, really, how I got into coaching. And so I wanted to share 5 steps to get unstuck. So let me just refer to my notes, okay? So, I wanted to actually talk to you about, see, that's why I have notes. Do you know the movie Inside Out? It's a cartoon, like it's a Pixar movie, so you should definitely watch it. But it's about this girl who goes through a huge life change. She moves cities, she moves houses, she moves schools, like everything that you could possibly imagine. And the story follows the feelings in her mind. So there's happy, there's sad, there's angry, there's scared, and there's disgusted. Anyway, it's a super, super cute movie, and I'm going to touch on it later, but I just wanted to kind of plant that seed. And if you've watched it, tell me you have. Like, just say, yeah, I've watched it or something. It's just topical for me because this month is about feelings, and I've been doing a lot of work with feelings. And anyway, so let me just get back to this. Okay, so numero uno. Listen to your body. Okay, we were just talking about this the other day, and it can be hard to even know what that means. So I just wanted to kind of take a step back and say, listening to your body is really about connecting inward and really feeling both emotionally and physically what it is that you're feeling and why you're feeling those, like starting to get curious. So that kind of is listening to your body. And I know, I'll give you a personal example. For me, before I went on my kind of journey when I was in corporate, I was kind of like towards the latter years, like I would say the last 2 years, I was starting to get hip pain a lot. And I thought it was just because I was, sitting. I was sitting a lot, and it got louder and louder. And, the pain just wasn't going away. And, that was one of the things that I think was, screaming at me to see like, hey, you need to change. You need to just like get up and change something. Like you can't be stuck like this. Anyway, that's my personal experience. But, when you feel, it's easier said than done, but when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel stressed, when you feel anxious, when you have these negative kind of feelings, this is your body telling you, or your thoughts telling you, hey, stop. Something's amiss here. Something needs attention. And yeah, so like you can even, like I do this a lot in terms of doing like a body scan, especially when I'm practicing yoga or in the morning even, just to like wake up and just really kind of connect inwards and just head to toe or feet to head, whatever you want. But it's a great exercise to do just to kind of reconnect and tune in. So number 2, recognize what you can and cannot control. So this is more in the sense of you cannot control your external circumstances. Things happen and we just have to kind of adapt and roll with it the best that we can. And we're going to experience emotions with that because life is unpredictable. And if you can just be at peace with that, it's just a little bit easier to show up with a little more joy with everything, because you kind of know that it's not going to last forever. And, you know, when you're in a funk, you kind of feel like you can't help but feel the way you feel. And, you know, you kind of think that that's just like you've done all you can. There's no coming out of it. It's like, I mean, if you don't have to get to this point, but I'm just saying, like, if you're in a real funk, if you're in a real rut, like, you can be experiencing these emotions. It can lead to paralysis. Like, if you're overthinking, I was a huge overthinker. I would question everything. Was that right? Oh, I should have done that. I should have done this. Like, you're going to drive yourself insane. So really recognize and be aware. You can control you. You can control your thoughts. You can control your beliefs. You can control your reactions, your behavior, your actions, period. So nothing externally is causing you to feel X. You're causing, like, it's yourself that's causing it. So just, you know, maybe sit with that for a minute, journal about it. But that's a really good one, because once you become more aware of it, you know, that's when everything starts. That's when you start realizing, hey, I can do something about this. I can, like, the fog starts to lift and things become a little clearer, and you start taking little actions, like baby steps, step at a time. That's all you need. Nothing drastic, nothing huge. You don't have to move countries. You don't have to, like, change jobs. You can maybe just take a different route to work. Like, that sometimes really changes things up and just gives you a change of scenery. So number 3 is stop making it worse. When you come to this realization, and I know it's hard, or it can be hard, to sort of say, okay, like, I need to snap out of this. You know, sometimes when you're a funk, you're like, okay, I should go work out. I should eat better. I should, you know, maybe take that holiday. I should. Like, everything becomes shoulds, but nothing becomes do's or musts. And so you end up then going into this place of, oh my God, I still can't do anything because I'm not doing the things that I should be doing, because you should be doing them. You're not saying I am doing them or I must do them. Like Tony Robbins always says, like, turn your shoulds into musts. And that was a big one for me, and try it. It might help you just to sort of, again, just like get out of that state of being, that state of mind. Okay, so number 5, treat yourself as you would treat your loved ones. Treat yourself as you would treat your loved ones. Okay, I said it twice because I just felt like I should emphasize that, because, you know, that's a big one. You know, and I don't care where you're at in your life, if you're single, married, divorced, separated, you know, you're with a partner, it doesn't matter. This is really relevant for anyone. It's because we are, and I'm guilty of this too, like, we're so great at giving advice and, you know, seeing the best in people and encouraging everyone. then my question is, why don't we do that for ourselves? Like, why don't we love ourselves enough to want that for us? To want the best partner, to want the best house, to want the best job, to want the best life. And I'm not talking about material stuff, like who wants the best family, the best dinners, like it doesn't matter, but you just want the best, right? And so we really have to start expecting that and demanding that and disciplining us to want that for ourselves. And I heard something the other day, it said self-discipline is not punishment. And I posted the video the other day. It was like a bit much, but I thought it was, quite powerful. But like it was saying, like you have to keep going. You just have to, like let me just say that again. So self-discipline is not punishment. Self-discipline is self-love. You love your friends enough to tell them that, hey, you're beautiful inside and out, and, if he doesn't want you, that's okay. Or, hey, you know what? Don't worry about that extra piece of cake. We're going to go for a walk tomorrow. Oh, hey, anything. Just be kind to yourselves and just treat yourself as you would treat your loved ones, unless you're mean, and that's like a whole other issue. But, I find a big warning sign, and I wasn't actually going to talk about this, but, it's checking in how you treat your loved ones actually says a lot about, how happy you are inside and how much you love yourself. Because oftentimes when we're in like a state of, whether it's a funk or you're just kind of like not really happy or fulfilled, you kind of come into this state of just not, sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought because I wasn't going to talk about this. What was I saying? Okay, now I'm getting nervous. No, just kidding. No, but in all honesty, like treat yourself as you would treat your loved ones. And then I was saying, okay, it's coming back to me. I was saying, like, it's a huge signal. It's a huge red flag when you start noticing yourself snapping at your loved ones, because it means you're prioritizing something that's not actually should be a priority. Something's off. Sorry, I'm just fixing my phone. Okay, so I'm glad I remembered. And the last one, number 5. Balance your healthy emotions. Okay, so I don't know if anyone saw this, but I posted early January that I was doing, that I had bought a feelings set of 6 essential oils. And for those of you that don't know me, I love my essential oils, and you'll hear me talk about them a lot. I rep for Young Living. It's not a secret. If you want oils, I'll happily share my link with you, but this is not what this is about. This is about exploring your feelings and balancing healthy emotions. And I did a lot of research, and these 6 oils, they're not cheap. Like, they're about 266 euros. And I actually got them for free with my points. So that's partially why I did it. But I really wanted to see what it was like, because I was reading that there was this 30-day regimen. And by the end of it, it's really supposed to, get you into just a higher state of being because of the energy that you are generating. And, that you are letting go as well. Like, you're letting go of bad energy, things about like release. If you're holding things inside, release. Forgiveness is big. I don't want to get into the whole set or anything. That's not what I want to do, but I've created a 30-day course for it, which you'll hear more about it, and I've included actually in my mentorship program at no extra cost. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because this really triggered me to start looking into cellular memory. And maybe my mom was right. I should have been a doctor. No, just kidding. But, like this anatomy, medicine, all that stuff really interests me. I'm not about to go and become a doctor or anything like that. But, I do read and I research a lot. And it was so interesting to find the studies where, you had organ donors donate their organs to someone, and that someone would feel or like catch vivid memories of the organ donor. Wild. So, this whole 30-day thing, I added a lot to it. Like, it wasn't just the oils. It was like, establishing morning routines. It was saying your gratitudes. It was a lot more. And so that's why I created a course out of it. But it's so I just wanted to come back to the healthy emotions because it's Dr. Robert Plutnik that I was reading, and he actually was saying that there are eight emotions, 8 basic sets of emotions. And it's like they're polar. So there's 4 and 4. So there's joy or sadness, there's trust or disgust, there's fear or anger, and there's anticipation or surprise. And he's got this wheel of emotion, and I'll put a picture in the comments below so you can have a visual, because for me, there's no way I would be able to picture what I'm saying right now. But yeah, so he says, the intensity of the emotion becomes greater the more inwards you go, and it becomes less intense the more outward you go on the circle, on the I'm looking for the word intensity of emotion. So it's fascinating stuff. So what I'm saying here is, if you're feeling like you are in more of those negative energy spaces, that your feelings are intense, you're intensely like you're really, really angry, or you're just like mildly annoyed, that's what I'm kind of saying. So it was really interesting to read, and I will share more, but it is, I don't want to take too much of your time because I'm already, I think it's been 20 minutes already. So that's the 5 steps to funk off. No, but seriously, I hope that helps. And if it does, I'm always looking at the comments. So if you have any questions on what I talked about, or if you want to know more about that 30-day course, or about, emotions, how to balance them, anything like that, just let me know or comment below. Okay? Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.